Heavenly Father, Lord, I am but a humble servant, walking in line with my purpose for existing. Forgive me of those sins I might have committed knowingly and unknowingly. And as I start this day, grant me the promises and blessings to fulfill my essence. All these I ask for humbly. Now, I want to say good morning. I want to say good morning to everybody listening to me all over the world. As at this moment, I'll say thank you very much for being a part of this, and thank you very much for your support and all that you've been giving us so far. I love doing this. I love getting into the action of things, especially in the morning hour. I believe that's the best time to catch anybody as attention as we all have it. Wow, what do I say? This is Credo Radio. Well, in the morning, I bring it down a bit. In the morning, I just like to, try to do stuff by myself, and I bring this down to just show the POV as well. I'll bring this down a little bit. Okay, now we're there. We're here. We're everywhere. Every time I'm here, I'm just happy to be here. First things first, and whenever you have a chance to be able to convey messages and information or disseminate information, it's always a blessed day. I love that aspect of it. So in the morning hour, we call this Feel Good Radio with Akinloye. And on Feel Good Radio, what we do is we read you headlines, news headlines coming out of Africa, especially in the morning hour. Those news items that doesn't really get to have the needed coverage, and the information that's meant to be disseminated is not getting to the kind of that it needs to get to. I know basically the world has got over 8 billion people, so you might say, oh, wow, we got to cover this, you got to cover that. And that's why, as Africans, we got to stand for ourselves and start doing things for ourselves instead of relying so much on other people or other countries or other races to do things for us. But if you want people to take you serious, you had better be serious yourself. My name is Akinloye, and this is Credo Radio. Credo Radio is a radio station that caters for uh, anything Africa. And when I mean anything Africa, I mean anything Africa. And basically, because I would always say this, and I keep preaching it every time, we never get that coverage that we deserve. And hence the need for people out there to understand us, that we don't just stand for entertainment alone or being your clown alone. We're serious people as well. And that's a need, and that's how Creator Radio rose to prominence for these reasons. And I would say, so if you're a part of this, thank you so very much. And also, I would implore you to, uh, follow us on Facebook. Now, what we've been doing in the last couple of days is having to stream live on different platforms, and those platforms allows us to be able to beam it live to you as it's happening in the studios. This is the Creative Studios, right? So what we do is, this is live as it is. So it's not like, of course, when it's being relayed back later in the day, it becomes a recorded show. But if you tune in on YouTube right now and you're on Credo Radio, you will be watching me live as it's happening. And one of the things that I readily want to bring to focus is the need for having to hear from different parts and have a feel good time on radio. I call it radio, but everything is woven together this day. So it's not just about radio being that transistor that you hold to your armpit or you carry on your shoulders and all that. Radio is a turn has evolved into something more visual in its ways this day. So that's why you can also listen on the radio and you can listen on and you can watch on those platforms, these platforms that we're on, the likes of YouTube, the likes of Instagram, the likes of Twitch, the likes of Facebook, which we intend to be on as soon as possible. And what people are on YouTube are enjoying, we want people on Facebook to enjoy as well. And that's why we're here. And headlines, headlines and news and music. That combination will never go wrong. That's just my own belief and my own understanding about broadcasting. So wherever you are in Africa, wherever you are in the world per se, if you want to know anything about Africa, this is where to get it. In terms of news items, in terms of happenings, in terms of music, in terms of great things, and a whole lot of things are coming your way from this stable. All right, we'll flip into this one that we have today. The headlines today. There's a lot. All right, let's see this one. The first one we're gonna just get to inform you about is that the Pope, all right, for people of a Christian faith or Catholic faith, and doctor expects Pope to get better in the next few days. And also, we got a Werrison coming back in a concert in Paris, France, and he draws 7,000 fans. Werrison, you got to know about him. Do you know the Ndombolo dance genre out of Congo? All right, that's one of the guys, who made it popular. And now we touched on this yesterday, and we'll still keep talking about it because it's something that's happening. And a lot of people don't even get to know about this stuff that is happening right in Africa as of now. It says, why have Rwandan backed rebels seized 2 Congolese cities, and is there an end in sight? And also in the crisis going on in the Congo right now, there's refugee crisis all over there. Refugees, people, over 6 million displaced people. And Congolese flee to Burundi from M23 violence. All right, that one slipped in. So we got to cut it off. And one of the things that I wanted to bring into a discussion also is it's always said that, it's something that is going on around that Rwanda is backing the M23 rebels in the DR Congo and the conflicts right there. One of the things that draws my curiosity is this. I want to know why Rwanda is so much involved in this M23 taking over process. I really want to know. And thankfully, I went in search of a Dutch Weiler article that speaks volume about that. We're touching that as well this morning. And then we'll back it up with Sudan, which seeks to bolster diplomatic ties with Iran. In the morning hour, all of these and much more coming your way. And I would always say, don't go nowhere. And that's the best I can tell you this time around, because we're going to, tackle it. We're going to read it out and we're going to flesh it off, and we'll see how it goes after that. But you know what we always do here? It's first, let's get in the mood. Let's get in a very good space, and we'll get back to that afterwards. So if you're listening to me right now, if you perchance are in a hurry to just leave your watching a space, when I'm in watching space, if you cannot be able to possibly drive and be watching YouTube, you can go on www.cradleradio.com. What we're doing right now is concurrently being done at the same time. We're broadcasting through two streams. So we're on the visual aspect and we're on the audio aspect. So with that, you can continue the flow. You can continue hearing about the news. Once you go on www.cradleradio.com, you're not going to miss anything. Okay, I'm going to start this one with Baz. That's my go-to. Every other time that I want to set my mood right, I go with Baz Dakula. And this guy says, "Good day." That's the music you're about listening to, and you heard it on Cradle Radio.
This is the day for new beginnings. This is the day to make a mark. Today is the day to make things better. Another chance for a great start. This is the day I start a new thing. One of the best days of my life. Open your eyes. Nothing's impossible. Look to the sky. Wouldn't you agree with me? It's a good day. Today is a good day now. This is a good day. Today is a good day now. And I know that it's gonna get better. A beautiful day. Gone are the days of chasing shadows. Now is the time to chase a dream. No need to wait until tomorrow. This is the day to make it real. Turn over the page, rewrite your story. This is your chance to make a mark. Open your eyes, it's right there in front of you. Look to the sky, I'm sure you will agree with me. It's a good day. Today is a good day now. This is a good day. Today is a good day now. And I know that it's gonna get better. A beautiful day. Sun is shining in the morning. I feel like I'm on my way. On my way to start a new beginning. It feels like a good day. Just sing la 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 la. La 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 la. It feels like a good day. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. It feels like a good day. And I know that it's gonna get better. And I know that it's gonna get better. And I know that it's gonna get better. A beautiful day. La, la, la 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 la. A beautiful day. La 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 la. It's a good day. I'll be on my way. Just got a good day now. Yeah, today is a good day now. And I know that it's gonna get better. And I know that it's gonna get better.
You never get it wrong with Baz, believe you me. And I say this, and I keep saying it over time. There are people like this. There are authors like this, artists like that, that would always give in their best at all times, especially when it's all about what they would churn out to you. It gives 200% of himself each and every time, and that's Baz. Baz right there for you. In the morning hour, it will be a good day. I love starting on a good note. One of the best things that I would do, and I will always do, is having to give you this one. Oh, not this one, not this one yet. But let's start with this. Uh, this is a good one. I like it. I like it. And doctor expects Pope to get better in a few days. That's what the headline says. And getting into that this morning, I would just say, what could we pray for if not to have the Pope back, hale and hearty, you know, and even healthier than before. And then in the news headlines, it says, Doctor expects Pope to get better in the next few days. A doctor who has spent decades treating respiratory infections in the elderly believes the Pope's health situation is serious. However, Camelo Dacero, who is not a member of France's medical team, said that the new antibiotic therapy could start to work within 3 to 4 days. While the Pope's fever subsided, Dacero warned this could indicate a weakened immune response, something that could be a cause for more concern than a high fever. Mm. Francis once again had a peaceful night at breakfast and read the newspapers Tuesday morning. Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni said a more detailed medical update was expected later. And on Monday, Francis resumed. Pope Francis, I don't know how this people just, the title has come with this one. So Pope Francis resumed doing some work and made his daily call to a Gaza City parish to check in on the Catholic community there. The Vatican on Tuesday canceled papal audiences through the weekend and delegated others to cover for Pope Francis as the 88-year-old Pope remained hospitalized with a multi-pronged respiratory infection. The cancellations put a damper on upcoming events of the Vatican's big holy year, the once every quarter century celebration of Catholicism that is aimed at encouraging pilgrims to come to Rome to participate in the special Jubilee activities, and expected to draw some 30 million people to Rome. The Holy Year is packed with special papal audiences and masses throughout 2025, some of which have now been put into question given Pope Francis' illness. Pope Francis was admitted to Rome's Gemelli Hospital in a fair condition on Friday after a week-long bout of bronchitis worsened. And on Monday, medical personnel determined that he was suffering from a polymicrobial respiratory tract infection, a mix of viruses, bacteria, and possibly other organisms had colonized in his respiratory tract. The Vatican has given no indication of how long it might remain hospitalized, only saying that the treatment of such a complex clinical picture would require an adequate stay. If you're Catholic, and not only Catholic, if you're a Christian, and not only a Christian, if you're a human, and realizing the kind of work that's been done by the Pope, and anybody that's the Pope, I would say it will be good to give or to say a simple prayer for him, to restore him back to health. I believe he's going to come back stronger this morning. Well, it's still good news anyways, because when you look at it, is coming back in the morning hour. And now, side by side with that, I would give you this one that's coming out of Congo. A Congolese artist, right? It's not necessarily out of Congo, but it's coming out of Paris this morning. And in there, you have her. Where is he again? All right, let's say this one. That's right. A night of unity. Werison's comeback concert in Paris draws 7,000 fans. And I believe the first thing that you might want to ask me is, who is Werison? Okay. We'll talk about him. And let's get into the news about him first, and we'll definitely get back to having him being mentioned and letting you know who that guy is. A Night of Unity, Werison's comeback concert in Paris draws 7,000 fans. On February 15th, 2025, Werison made his comeback to the Arena Grand Paris after being away from Europe for 14 years. The concert drew over 7,000 attendees and featured an energetic performance alongside a message of unity for the Democratic Republic of Congo. Werison made his return to France for an unforgettable live performance at the Arena Grand Paris on Saturday, February 15th, 2025. After a 14-year absence, Werison, a legend of Congolese music, made his grand return to Europe. Before a full house, the energy was palpable. Werison received the message loud and clear. The king of the forest entered with a flag in hand. Elected peace ambassador in 2001, he opened the concert with a call for unity. Werison captivates the crowd with his timeless hits for almost 3 hours. Wow. He's accompanied by members of his iconic former band, Wenge Musika Misanmir. All right. We'll have a listen to some of his old tracks, and we'll come back and have a tape-to-tape with Werison and the move for peace, like a peace concert out of Paris for Congo. Have a listen.
L'incomparable Joël Bentenge Badibé Foulapou, le grand leader d'Afrique Samuel Eto'o fils, le meilleur trésor l'homme doit toujours en forme, Miss Margot Sassa. Balabaki na moto mayoto, est-ce que biloko yango ebelaki? Le meilleur couple de l'année RP au Sami les boss, Nadine Otimba Bongo. Voilà, Titi le Valois, Siko Sarkozy. Quel encore de fort mon bébé. Dani vient de Real de Madrid. Michel Miguel, révélation de la Vivi Matondo, il y a Diego Messi. Ayana Kanda, Bazonga Pena Kanda, Hôtel Jan Santer, ingénieur Jan Kikita PDG. Vital Kamer, le pacificateur, Olivier Kamita pour la sagesse. Allez, primis, c'est son vieil 3 points. Moïse Katou, vieil 3 points. Freddy Kwanza, le joker. Et Baké Omer Yonde, Yves Kisombe. Les deux associés Jérémy et Diafra et Vala Kasso. Maïbola Kissa, Oyoki Biloko ya flamme. Mandi Mandongo, Edo Moussamba, Michel Panzi, Majoté Akake. Alpha, Italand, Bona Kabichi, Bona Yoshi, Mela Bikofo. Nasha Boye, c'est ça le front. Yaboudi. Olivier Malé Banon, Mathéus Kolomboka. Nef Matiali Papa na Jonathan. Didier Ikoko, parfum de marque. Lilika Menga, Nadi Mpemba Bisu. Sous-sol Kangi Mokae. Imalela, il n'y a pas de blague. Ben Mukasha Mona Malembuela. Tutu Mwanga Batu Simba. Tarmake Chiba Chibas. Limba Kamu. Vincent Mangala. Voilà. Alain Ké, le garçon complet.
Now, fun fact about Congolese music, especially this genre, Ndombolo dance music genre, is about the music itself coming and having to, put you in that frame. You can do that in 3 minutes. You can do that in 2 minutes. Like so many songs. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, the song is out. But with this kind of songs, believe you me, you're gonna listen to it for a long time, 10 minutes minimum. And you have the very, very popular Congolese musicians that we've enjoyed over the years. We've had the likes of Papa Wemba, we've had the likes of Kofi Olumide, and we have the likes of Wilo Lagomba, and so many other people. And trust me, this guy falls into that category and into that generation as well. It's known as Noel Ngema and Makanda. That's right. Okay, that's what I gotta post this, for listeners, that's on creatorradio.com. And that's another place you can go to if you don't have the opportunity of watching live stream right now. You just go on www.creatorradio.com and you'll be in tune. You'll be here, and we'll be together having this session of ours. Well, he's known professionally as Werson, and he's a Congolese singer and songwriter, a composer, producer, philanthropist, and a band leader of the Wenge Musica Maison Mère. He was a co-founding member of the Wenge Musica, a musical group that played a pivotal role in the development of Ndombolo dance music genre during the 1990s. So if you did all those Awilo, if you did all those Kofi, and all that, is one of those. Is one of the people that brought it to prime prominence, and we enjoyed it. Everybody listened to it. You remember that Awilo track? That's in Ndombolo music genre. All right. So with that, and knowing that the Pope is getting back to health as well, we're digging into something deeper this morning, and this one is it's really gonna be a bummer. When you look at it, especially because people were being displaced, people were getting to have, practically nothing off of what they've always known. and everybody goes around and we just pretend like nothing is happening. And then that is one of the reasons why I wanted to have this, come around and inform constructively. All right. And aside the fact that people are influencing certain decisions or certain actions that's coming out of Congo this time, it shows us so much influence from the outside world into what's happening in the Congo as of this moment. Like one of the headlines that I have, it says, "Why have Rwanda-backed rebels seized two Congolese cities?" And is there an end in sight? That's a big question that I want to know as well. And also, I have this one that says, "A refugee crisis: Congolese flee to Burundi." From M23 violence. I think we can touch on that one. We can touch on that one. M23 violence, refugee crisis. Headline is really really deep when you look at it, especially if you've been a person who is comfortable in wherever you've been or where you are, and at a point you just realize that everything could be taken away from you, and possibly it might just be taken away without you just realizing it. Within a twinkle of an eye, everything might just be gone. Who knows? And well, that's one of the things that I look at, and every other time I'm curious to know when this is all gonna end. I really want to know when all this will come to an end, because Africa seems to be a beehive of, you know, I don't want to use the word killing, but rift and war and rancor and so many things that plays an important role in human developments. Because if you've been stifled with war and all that, how developed are you gonna be? And whenever you own your iPhones, whenever you're on, and I'm not talking about the brand right now. I'm talking about cell phones, basically. When you're on that one, most of those things that I use, the prominent component of these things that we carry around fancifully, it all comes from that part of the world. And it could be really good if we can just pay attention to what's happening over there. And so let's get into this one. In Burundi, an influx of Congolese individuals continues as they seek refuge from the advancing M23. Since the end of last week, the Burundian government has reported around 10,000 Congolese refugees on its territory, according to Interior Minister Martin Nitereze. Stated that Burundi has already welcomed approximately 10,000 people fleeing from the neighboring DRC. The same ministry noted that these refugees are either crossing through the official Gatumba border or making clandestine crossing via the Rusizi River. Currently, they're uh, gathered in transit sites, including one in Gihanga, located in the Bubanza province in the west of the country. And also conditions that are extremely poor and overcrowding being a significant issue. They have received some mattresses for sleeping, but many report suffering from hunger. Their faces reflect despair. This situation is concerning for the Burundian government, which has pledged to work with its partners to find a solution. Nita Redse added that since this is an unforeseen situation, Burundi is collaborating with the UNHCR to ensure that the challenges arising from hosting these fleeing neighbors are addressed appropriately. Burundi shares a border with the DRC, and since the M23 assaults on various towns and areas in South Kivu province, it has become a refuge for thousands of Congolese. That's with that. And sometimes, when you look at all of this and you look at happenings around the world, especially in cases like this, what you readily have at the back of your mind is where is um, that gesture, that humanitarian gesture of accepting or even admitting that there is a problem over there, because everybody seems to be quiet about it. And these are people, these are humans as well. These are people that their lives have been truncated by The bottom line is that Congo is filled with mineral resources, and the weapons being used by the so-called, in quote, rebels are not just Dane guns. Those are sophisticated weapons. So where is all of these coming from? And that's why I love the article by the Dutch Weiler. And I came across this one, and in my mind I said, "No, I gotta have a piece of this one because it really sounds but right about what's happening over there." And when I saw this one, I said, "You know what? We gotta listen to this. We're probably gonna know why Rwanda, purportedly, allegedly, it's been stated that Rwanda supports M23 rebels in DR Congo conflict." And when I saw that, it drew my inquisition into wanting to know why. I really wanted to know what's going on over there because you got to know, right? If you don't want to know, then there is a problem because that's another part of the world that people are not talking about. They know. And what's the African Union doing as well? I really want to know that. I probably just, maybe tomorrow we get to another aspect of this happening in this events. It's an ongoing thing. It's we've been talking about this for. I think we've been talking on Credit Radio about this for a month or thereabout, or even more than that. All right. So when I saw this, I thought, probably everybody should listen to it. Now, this is a material that I got off of Dutch Weiler. That's a German media organization. All right. And he talks about intense fighting. He talks about M23 serving Rwanda's interest. And that's what I want to know. He says Congo's multifaceted conflict has spilled over into a wider Great Lakes region. Kinshasa has long accused neighboring Rwanda of supporting the M23 rebels. The United Nations also blames Kigali for funding, training, and equipping the M23 rebels. Despite previous denials, Rwanda rejected calls by the U.S. for it to withdraw troops and missile systems, saying the military's installment are in eastern DRC to defend Rwanda from the FDLR, the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda, an armed rebel group whose members include alleged perpetrators of the 1994 Rwandan genocide, in which nearly 1 million Tutsi were killed by the Hutu militias, and many of them later fled to Congo to avoid facing justice in Rwanda. The M23 group has always served as a vehicle to protect Rwandan interests in eastern Congo, said Christophe Titeka, conflict research for Central and East Africa at the University of Antwerp. He told the Dutch Weiler that Rwanda has political, security, and economic interest in the DRC. Rwanda sees the FDLR as a major threat to its security. The Congolese army is collaborating with the FDLR, and that angers Kigali. All right, now we talk about what's in there and what people are looking for in there, and it's kind of crazy, but it's just it's all about the mineral resources over there. It says formal and informal trade between the DR Congo and Rwanda is flourishing, especially in gold. Gold is an important source of foreign currency for Kigali, and much of it comes from eastern Congo. That's what Titika said. But it's not just its value that has placed gold at the heart of controversy. It occupies an important place in the geopolitical competition between Uganda, Rwanda, and the Congo. Jason Stern, director of the Congo Research Group, said in a report, before the M23 rebellion even began, Rwanda's largest exports was Congolese gold, which rose from 1% in 2014 to 47% in 2020. In Uganda, we can see a similar trend culminating in 2021 when gold made up 56% of its exports. That's what Stearns wrote. And according to analyst Titeka, Rwanda considers part of Eastern Congo as part of its sphere of influence. But in November 2021, the Ugandan army sent troops to the eastern DRC in a joint offensive with the Congolese army against the ADF, Allied Democratic Forces rebels. And he goes on, and not just only about what Rwanda supporting the M23. He says Uganda's role in the DR Congo as well. The ADF, historically a Ugandan Muslim majority rebel coalition, established itself in the eastern DRC in 1995 and has operated for years along the border areas of both countries. But what am I trying to say here? Everything seems to boil down into extraction of mineral resources and selling it. And then the greed of men, as I would say, greed of humans, that's even a better word to use, is so prevalent in this avoidable war, because it's war. It's just not displacement alone. It's soldiers in boots getting into another country with the help of other countries and bigger nations as well, all because of its mineral resources. The military rebel group, which consists mainly of ethnic Tutsi, broke away from the Congolese army just over 10 years ago. In 2012, the rebels carried out a major offensive and captured Goma. However, the M23 rebellion was crushed by the army in 2013, and the fighters and their leaders fled to Uganda and Rwanda. That's what Titikis explained. Negotiated peace agreements seen as a crucial step towards ending the violence in eastern Congo, including the integration of the M23 into the Congolese army, has not been implemented. The M23 group accuses the Congolese authorities of failing to combat Rwandan Hutu rebels who settled in eastern Congo after the Rwandan genocide in 1994, as well as other armed groups that pose a threat to Congolese Tutsis. The resurgence of the M23 must be seen as a reflection of the deteriorating relations between Kinshasa and Kigali. This is profound. This is just out of this world. And I look at this and I say this, and I keep saying it every time. Wars that people might think or might have thought had subsided or had been eradicated is basically still on, because what I'm looking at, it's still the Tutsi, Hutu, and Tutsis. The disagreements, the gone by war between those two tribes is still prevalent in what's happening in the Congo right now. And if you must know, it's just a way of it's a wake up call for each and every one as well, especially when you decide that foreign nationals or will be the ones dictating the terms for you and how to get your resources, because all of these people having all these wars and this displacement everywhere, they've not even sat down to talk with each other, in civility, like civilized people. And that's why people will still tag Africa as a jungle, if you know what I mean, when you cannot sit down with each other and just table everything out and find a lasting solution. Because in this same place we're talking about, there are kids in there, there are mothers in there, there are people who are helpless, people who would have to run and flee from what they've known for years, where their generations have been rooted in for years, and all because of what? All because of what? It's not about an extermination of a race now. It's mainly about the mineral resources in that area. If how would I put this right now? If your economy is based off of another country's gold, then there's something in there. It's not just only fishy, but it's wrong, really wrong. This is Cradle Radio. Just, I had to bear my mind out on this one. And we've not heard the last of this. This is going to go a long way. Believe you me, it's going to go a long way. And we can't even account for the people that have been displaced right now. People are hungry. People don't have anything to eat. They don't have anywhere to sleep. They would have to run from the unknown. And the world is keeping quiet on this one as well, because nobody seems to be having a talk about what's happening in the DRC right now until it becomes genocide. And that's when we all gonna go like, oh my God. It was kind of pathetic to watch sometimes in April. That was the first time I actually saw Idris Elba as well. And when I saw him in that movie, sometimes in April, I was drawn to the plight of the marginalized tribe that were being eradicated, and it was crazy. From that moment, I looked at him like, okay, yeah, Idris is gonna go a long way, and this was before Idris became Idris. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about now, and that's just a movie about it. Now imagine what was really happening in real life. And I think Don Cheadle also had another one in there as well, Hotel Rwanda. I remember that as well. Those two movies, just kind of showed us just a glimpse, just an element of, or a visual perception of what people go through day in, day out. And the world is still keeping quiet. And we're all in there just thinking about other countries. We're also thinking about this and that. A whole lot of presidents are flying from here to there about one other place, but right here, right there, I mean, not right here in the studios, but right there in Africa, in the DRC today, many going hungry. Right there in the DRC today, many dying. Right there in the DRC today, and many would not see their loved ones no more. And all because of what? Mineral resources. I'll go with this one, all right? Awilo can take this away from me, because it's really hurtful having to just knowing people going through this, especially in this aging time.
On va gâter le coin. Allez, Soukouma.
Every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
And Wheeler Lagomba in there with that popular track, Got the Lick Horn. Upon my French is even getting better by the day. This is Cradle Radio, people, and we're still doing what we do best, getting you informed and at the same time getting you hyped up, entertainment wise, and having a feel good time on radio or any other visual space that you have right with you. To be a part of this, it's simple. And I always say it's simple because life itself is really easy if you look at it from that perspective. All you got to do is go on www.cradleradio.com and the live player is right on the top right hand side. Click on that and you're live with me on live radio, and that's what we do. And also, if you're let's say if you're an artist, right? If you're an artist and you perchance want to bring in your music and having to let us be a part of it, I'll say all you got to do is send in your music to info@cradleradio.com. info@cradleradio.com. Send your file in there. We can communicate with each other and have a way of getting to a form of release, so that we could use not only your music on the radio station, but also on, social media platforms as well. And what we do is all music that we use on Cradle Radio is all licensed. So we have a license to use that. So it's not just like we're, pitching music and just having to use it as probably people might want to, do, but that no. We came in as a radio station and we function as a radio station, and that's that with that. In the morning hour, I came across some good music some time ago, and it's so fun how time flies when you're having fun. From the time I start this show, I'm looking forward to having to do so many things at the same time, all at once. But time never permits, especially the streaming time. But if you want to continue enjoying it, then you go on cradleradio.com, and that's where you're going to, continue the flow with. I came across this song by accident. It was like, I think 3-4 years ago or 5 years ago. And I never left it alone. I saved it up on my playlist, and in my car, I'm blaring it. I'm blaring it in everywhere I go, and friends have asked me about it. And I said, I just bumped into it by error. There's a group, or I'll say a musical group, or a collaborative effort of different artists. And in this album, they call themselves the Showdem Camp. You have Fumbi, you have Nonso Amadi, you have all those other people in there, people that can actually do stuff. And you got to check that out, the music off of all the platforms that, streams music. Go check it out, right? And most importantly, if you're here on Cradle Radio, you're going to hear it a lot. It's called Good Time. It's from the Showdem Camp. I have a nice feel with this one. I'll be right back.
We just came to have a good time. I guess we're here for a long time. Your girl, her name is Jose. I guess she's here for a long time. We just came to have a good time. I guess we're here for a long time. Your babe, my name is Auntie. I'm here for a long time. Say, adore me, I see you, baby. My darling baby, I see you, baby. Adore me, I see you, baby. My darling baby, I see you, baby.
Swore not to catch feelings and just go with the flow. Like, let me show you the town. I got some money to blow. Now we doing it big, kicking the door. Must be some jazz in that thing, cause man, feelings have grown. Oh yeah, you running this, baby. You got that vintage soul. I'm talking honey the baker, sweet love in your toe. Spell coconut for me. Let me light it with stove. Let me show you the sights. Knock it out of the globe. I want more than a slice. I want it more than a night. I want that. Give me my space. I give you yours and it's nice. So give me all your sugar. I handle all your spice. You out of orbit with it. That's why I'm falling, right?
She got that brown skin with the motion of the ocean. Yeah. Rock the boat, but don't let it capsize. Yeah. You wanna be starting something. Yeah. Skin jiggy on the left hand side. Yeah. Tell me, I see fire, fire, fire. Set this place on fire. Cause when I look at you, I wonder. You make me want to touch the fire. I see fire, fire, fire. Set this place on fire. I got to be starting something.
Yeah. Light us up for the hardest in the room. Your pure fire, girl, there's nothing we can do. I pass cross and I know say no be fluke. Child of destiny, I'm all you the baddest in the group. Like watching all your moves, trying to keep it cool, not trying to catch feelings. We're just trying to keep it loose. How you're always on my mind, so this gotta be the truth. 80s baby, so the way you did it gotta be a cool like. Blam, blam, blam to them all. Have you seen my Oma? She is bad to the core. All these other babes, they don't shock me no more.
This is crazy.
Things I used to do don't attract me no more. So,
you know I see you, baby. My darling, baby. You know I see you, baby.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
Baby, you know I see you, baby. So make me get busy with no limit. Say the groove was lost, we came with it. Ain't nobody fuss, we came with it. And me, I want to focus on you. So drop for me my career. Tell me how you like it. I don't need to bury you. We just came to have a good time. I guess we're here for a long time. Your girl, her name is just say. I guess she's here for a long time. We just came to have a good time.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
You know I see you.
Well, show them camp doing their thing, and what can I say? We're blessed. We're blessed to be here. We're blessed to be here at all times. And I want to be saying my thanks to everyone that's been a part of this today. And it's always been a pleasure doing it. I love doing it. This is Radio Land, and what can we say? It's always going to be a smooth ride if we all consider each and everybody that's concerned, especially when we think about things that's only about us, all right? We sometimes all we think about is just me, me, me. What about those people that are affected? What about those people that are having to deal with one thing or the other at a set time? And it's not just about all those things. It's about being human, most importantly, being human and experiencing that love that the Creator himself really plan for us. And hopefully we can get there someday. Hopefully we can be in tune with ourselves and be truthful to ourselves, especially when it concerns war. Nobody comes back from war and stay friends, and that's the truth. It's been my pleasure doing this. Don't forget, follow our page on Facebook so we could do same on Facebook like we're doing right here, and we'll be glad if you do that. And hopefully we could, join you like starting next week to stream the same way we're doing on YouTube, same way we're doing on Twitch, where we can do that on Facebook as well. So you'll be a part of this, and as that went due. The page on Facebook is Cradle Radio. So if you're on Cradle Radio, just follow that page, and we'll be talking and we'll be dealing with good things of life. Music, information, news, events, all the 9 yards, all the shebang. My name is Akinloye, and this has been a pleasure. And time is flying, it's flying, it's flying. What can I say? Thank you so very much for being a part of this. Remember, if you're sending in your music, it's through info@cradleradio.com. info@cradleradio.com. All other social media platforms, we are at Cradle Radio there. All Cradle Radio, LinkedIn or X, what else? What else is that? Instagram. And what else? TikTok. Okay. All right, we're starting to upload some of our videos and snippets on all those mediums. And it's been a pleasure again, and we'll do same tomorrow. All right, why don't you be a part of it then? Join us then tomorrow, same time. I'm out of here.